SmackDown was in Birmingham, Alabama tonight. The show starts off with Becky Lynch arriving at the arena, and she's immediately asked about becoming the number one contender by Kayla Braxton. Becky just says she'll address it in the ring, and then she tosses the keys to Kayla, who is without question WWE's hottest interviewer. My God, that woman is gorgeous. Becky then walks down the hallway, and she sees the New Day and Heavy Machinery. And Becky is asked to sip a drink from a blender that Heavy Machinery made, or Otis is just an absolute idiot. He's just going to interact with women, I guess. He did it with Alexa Bliss last night. Now he's doing it with Becky Lynch. Becky takes a sip, and she calls it weak. So, I don't know. I know Becky does a lot of comedy, but I think just being associated with this Otis and Heavy Machinery, it's such a flop, and it's such an embarrassment right now. I think it drags her down. Becky comes out. She gets a good pop here. I mean, it's Alabama. It's not really a top market. And plus, I'm sure they're still mourning the ass-kicking they got in the national championship last week. So, still a little bit sympathy for you guys, Alabama. Sorry. Becky talked about how she's going to get her title back from Asuka. And she's cutting a decent promo. She's talking about how everyone thinks it was a fluke, and everyone is trying to step up the woman arson she broke her, which I think is really true. I think a lot of women have really stepped up because Becky has broken out as a star, so I think that's definitely a shoot. And she's ripping into Asuka, and rips into how Asuka reacted after she lost her streak to Charlotte, which again, kind of, I mean, it's a storyline obviously, but it kind of did happen. I mean, Asuka, when she lost to Charlotte, her character kind of went down the tubes for a while up until TLC when she won the title back. She is still talking until Asuka interrupts her, and Asuka is yelling at Becky, and she says she's not going to be in Charlotte's shadow, she will be in hers. Why is Becky in Charlotte's shadow? Becky beat Charlotte at Evolution. How is Becky still in Charlotte's shadow right now? It's so stupid. I hate how they're still building up Charlotte. It's like this whole thing is done for Charlotte. I'm expecting Charlotte to win the triple threat match at WrestleMania. She's my pick right now. It's like incredible. She's probably going to win the Rumble because they want her. It's another accomplishment. She's their top dog. It is what it is. She's their big dog in the women's division. They chose Charlotte. It's not going to be Becky as much as the fans want it. Becky could still get in the match in the main event, but Charlotte's still their woman, guys. The Iconics come out, and it's just miserable. These two are so fucking terrible, and I hate seeing people defend them. When you stop giving them a pass of because of NXT, they're fucking terrible. And Billie Kay is worse, a lot worse than Peyton Royce, to be honest. Peyton Royce is bad, but Billie Kay is just a million times worse. She's so bad. And at least Peyton Royce is decent in the ring. Billie Kay sucks in the ring. Eventually, they make a match. It's Becky, who's dressed up in street clothes, which I'm not complaining. I mean, about those leather pants she's wearing, but it's like she's going to be in wrestling street clothes with Asuka against the Iconics. Becky gets Peyton Royce to tap out with the disarmer, and then Asuka starts screaming in Japanese, and then she demands Billie Kay get in the ring, and Asuka destroys Billie Kay and makes her tap out with the Asuka lock. And then they just have AJ and or Asuka and Becky stare down. And AJ makes his return to SmackDown. He comes out. He walks into the crowd. I mean, his contract's running up. Maybe he's a little bit nervous. I don't know. He might be thinking, you know what, I might just walk into this crowd because half of them might want me to sign elsewhere right now. He eventually goes to the concession stands, and the fans are cheering, and then Daniel Bryan in the hood attacks AJ. They have a brawl, which is funny, and the best part is AJ slams Daniel Bryan through a table where like all these hot dogs are, and Daniel Bryan gets mustard all over his jeans. It looked absolutely hilarious. It looked disgusting too. He's just like covered in mustard. It made me laugh. And AJ stands tall, and I think Daniel Bryan's probably the favorite because until AJ has a contract, I don't think they're going to ever put that belt back on him until he signs long term. So I think Daniel Bryan's the favorite right now. They show Jimmy Uso receiving like a Valentine's gift until we all know it's from Mandy Rose. She invites him to her hotel room. They show Samoa Joe in the back, and we see EC3. It's like, this is what we're going to do with these guys. They show, it's funny, like they show photos of R-Truth and Carmella. going to Stamford, Connecticut. Why can't they just show the whole thing? They built up the whole mixed match challenge. They can't show it. It's on the WWE YouTube channel. You can watch it there if you care that much. But it's like, I don't know. They can at least show it. I mean, they spent so much on mixed match challenge. They show Zelina Vega and Andrade, who is not called Andrade Almas anymore. He's just Andrade. I mean, this is something Vince McMahon always does with NXT guys. Whenever you have two names, like he thinks your name is too long, he shortens it. He has done it to Rusev. He was once Alexander Rusev. Now he's Rusev. Antonio Cesaro is now Cesaro. Adrian Neville became Neville. Biggie Langston became Biggie. Elias Sampson became Elias, and now I guess Andrade Almas is just Andrade, which is terrible. I mean, you can get rid of the Cien thing. You can just call him Andrade Almas. I don't think he needs to be the Cien, maybe too long, but it sucks. It's stupid. Zelina's cutting a decent promo, and she is just amazing. Whenever I get to see Zelina on this screen, I'm not going to complain. She's great. So Samoa Joe and Mustafa, they were supposed to have a match, and Joe just beats the shit out of him and destroys him and kills him. So I guess they might have a feud later. I don't know how this Royal Rumble card's going to go, because like they've announced like 9 matches, but a lot of them are going to probably be on the pre-show, about 3 of them. So I don't think Joe and Ali is on the pre-show. They'll have an interaction at the Rumble probably. They show Sonya Deville getting pissed off at Mandy Rose. He's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? And Mandy Rose just wants Naomi's marriage to be broken up. She wants to make her miserable. I don't know what Naomi did to Mandy Rose. Why? Why is Mandy Rose all of a sudden this evil bitch? What the hell did Naomi do to her? This feud just sucks. They're pushing Mandy Rose. They're using her in the same way they use Alexa Bliss on Raw. They're like doing the same thing kind of. They're having them both as the sex kittens on each show, which Mandy Rose is. Alexa Bliss is not that. I really think, she's almost above that. But, like, they're going to use her in that position now since she's not wrestling. But for Mandy Rose, she's just like a sex symbol with them. They show Joe, he's talking to Kayla about what happened with the attack. He's pissed off, so, yeah. I was thinking, with the woman... there's no Charlotte here. I think she traveled to the UK, so maybe it makes sense not to put her on the show. Plus, Becky Lynch was at a Comic-Con. Charlotte she made an appearance at the UK TakeOver. It would have made more sense for Becky to be there since she's from the UK, but I think she was at a Comic-Con, so they chose Charlotte to fly out. I don't know, Charlotte's not here, so I guess it makes sense, actually, just to give her the night off. With the women, they're doing a lot with the 2 matches. They're building up Asuka and Becky, similar how they're building up Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks. It's like both of them are like they're teasing tension, even though they're both baby faces. It's kind of the same story, and they teased even Corey Graves compared the 2. It's kind of the same thing with the women. On each Rumble matches, it's 2 baby faces, but I guess I don't know. I get the impression Sasha's acting heelish and Asuka's acting heelish, but. That's kind of the direction they're building both up in. So next we have probably the best WWE match of the year so far, Andrade Almas and Rey Mysterio, who have a fantastic match. I loved it. Great match. You had Rey Mysterio giving Almas a Canadian Destroyer, which he did it last week. He did it this week too. Looks just sick. Almas is great. I mean, he's one of the best wrestlers they have. And I know I always talk about how much I like Vega just because of her looks, but truly in the ring, Almas is he's absolutely fantastic. He's great in the ring. They have a hell of a match here. It goes back and forth. We knew Almas was going to win. The only thing I didn't like is just ends with Vega interfering, and then Almas just gets a cheap win. Kind of like a clean win to end it, but still a hell of a match here. Really enjoyed it. He gets a win over Rey Mysterio. It should have been safe for WrestleMania, to be honest. They showed Jimmy Uso... like he got a secret admirer, and they show him like Mandy's his admirer, and he's in the hotel lobby. He's walking down into a room, and it just cuts to commercial. They show Jimmy Uso entering Mandy Rose's room. She's wearing a black robe, and then she takes her robe off to reveal a black nightgown, which she looks stunning in. This is still as hot as Mandy Rose is, which is incredibly hot. This had to be the dumbest segment in the history of the WWE. Okay. Mandy Rose is being filmed. Jimmy Uso's being filmed. What the fuck is wrong with Mandy Rose? How the fuck can she be so stupid to know that she's not being filmed? What the fuck? How are these characters this stupid? What she does is she's trying to ruin the Jimmy and Naomi's marriage. So what she does is she has this random paparazzi start taking pictures of her and Jimmy in the room, and now she's probably planning on showing it to Naomi on the Titantron on SmackDown next week, which is funny because I guess Naomi doesn't watch this fucking show because there's a literal segment of Jimmy and Mandy in the fucking hotel room, and he's clearly rejecting her. This is so fucking stupid. Like, I hate how they think the audience is so dumb. It's like they're just insulting our intelligence. And here what they're doing with Mandy is they're clearly, it's not going to be added to her, but they're clearly making the product more sexier. I don't know if edgier is the right word, but sexier. They're doing it with Mandy Rose on SmackDown and Alexa Bliss on Raw, which is probably the two hottest women they have in the company. They're doing that. They're trying to make it more raunchier. They're looking to not necessarily do what they did in the Odyssey era. I don't think we're going to see... well, it's funny. In this segment, Naomi jumps Mandy Rose in her hotel room after Jimmy leaves. And it's like Mandy Rose ends up getting the better of Naomi in the fight. And the fight's just awful. It's like, all right, I mean, Naomi and Mandy Rose fighting in a hotel room. It sounds okay. I mean... Well, we saw the way Naomi was coming at her at first. Looks like we're going to get a damn zebra girl scene. But I'm thinking to myself, Naomi is such a geek here. She actually gets beat up. It would have made more sense for her to beat the shit out of Mandy Rose in this segment. But it's just, I don't know. I know what they're doing. It's the execution here was, like, this was one of the worst catfights you'd ever see. It's not like, Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson going at it in a fight when they were doing, a similar sort of storyline. It's like here, that has to be the worst fight you can ever imagine. Anyway, Mandy Rose stands tall, and this, I don't know, this feud sucks. But they showed the announcement from yesterday with the women's tag title, so... Finally, the main event here, it's like the main event segment. I don't know if it's the last match, but it's The Miz and Shane McMahon and celebrating Shane McMahon's 48th birthday. Yeah, this is boring. There's a whole bunch of birthday cake in the ring on tables. It's just kind of boring. What happens is Shane McMahon... is interrupted by the bar, and the Miz doesn't want to fight them, but Shane says we'll fight. Miz accepts the match, and in the end it's Sheamus against the Miz. It's just a shitty segment with a shitty ending. Miz wins. They're setting up Miz and Shane. I hope that match is on the pre-show, but since it's Shane, will probably be on the main show. So yeah, SmackDown was okay. You had that incredible match with Mysterio and Almas, and you have Becky Lynch doing decent stuff with Asuka. But to be honest, I thought Raw was actually the better show this week. So, yeah, Raw did better than SmackDown this week. The show was fine. It's just, I don't know. I thought that I'm not complaining about Mandy Rose in her hotel room. But that had to be one of the worst segments of all time. It's just how stupid this is. How stupid does this company think we are? How the hell can... That whole paparazzi scene was just the dumbest shit you'd ever see. I still can't get over how stupid that was. Anyways, show was fine. It was okay tonight. Nothing special, but I thought Raw was the better show this week.